hi to everyone, especially to my lecturer, Madam Doliana. My name is Sharifah Syafiqah binti Said Moha. My metric number is 2021122671. I'm from KBA 118 3D. The title that I choose is History about Sati. Today, I want to inform my audience the history about Sati, a banned funeral custom in India. So, let's start. Based on the article that I researched in Culture Trip, Sati originally referred to a woman who immolated herself after her husband died. The words come from the Sanskrit word asti, which means pure or true. Sati, according to ancient Hindu rituals, represented the end of a marriage. It was a voluntary gesture in which a lady followed her husband to the afterlife as a symbol of being a devoted wife. As a result, it was seen as the highest manifestation of a wife's loyalty to her deceased husband. The audience must hear about this history so that we know about the custom and tradition of certain people. Thus, we can know that the Indians have a rather horrible custom or ritual because a widow is forced or volunteer to burn herself with her late husband to perform the Sati ritual, which is considered sacred by the Indian. So, the importance of this topic is, what is Sati? How is the implementation of Sati? And lastly, why Sati got abolished in India? Let me show with you a picture of Sati case at India in the newspaper. From the newspaper that we can see on September 4, 1987, an 80-year-old Ruth Kanwar was burned alive on the funeral pyre of her husband at Diorala village in Sikar.
Sati Mata ki, 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 Sati Mata ki,
So, after watching the video, how do you all feel? Very cruel and torturous. So, let we move on to body of speech. The first main point is, what is Sati? Do you want to know? So, let me explain. Sati was initially exclusive to royal household of the Kshatriya caste and only subsequently spread to the lower caste before becoming extensively practiced throughout all social strata. Sati flourished throughout the 15th and 18th centuries. During this time, up to 1,000 widows were burned alive each year, mostly in India and Nepal. Records suggest, however, that the practice was also common in other cultures and countries such as Russia, Fiji, and Vietnam. The second main point is, how is the implementation of Sati? Various stories describe various ways in which the Sati ceremony was performed. Most accounts show wives either sitting on their husband's funeral pyres or lying down near to the dead body. Some claim that after the pyre was lit, ladies would leap or walk into it, while others claim that women would sit on it and lie it themselves. The practice also differed from one region to the next. A tiny cabin was built in some spot for the widow and her departed spouse. In some other areas, the husband's corpse was thrown in a pit with combustible raw material and the widow was forced to jump in after the fire was set. Some less terrible ways of execution were also in use at the time. A lady, for example, could take poison or medicines before being placed on the funeral pyre, causing her to either die slowly or go asleep. Before joining the fire, the widow would sometimes be naked, beaten, or use a sharp blade on her throat or wrist. Let me show with you all the Sati method is carried out. This picture shows that a woman sitting on embers next to her dead husband. So, let we go through with the last main point, which is why Sati got abolished in India. Prevention of Sati Act 1987 introduced when in 1987 in the village of Derala in Rajasthan, an 18 years old married woman named Rup Kanwar was forced to become Sati when her husband died after 8 months of marriage. She refused. Consequently, a group of men from the village forcefully drugged and immolated her. Police investigated the case and these men were arrested. In light of this incident, the government created the Prevention of Sati Act, making it illegal to force or encourage a woman to commit sati, and anyone doing so would be punished by that. And yet, some widows still choose to become sati. At least 4 such cases were recorded between 2000 and 2015. In conclusion, sati is a traditional custom in India in ancient times, and this traditional custom in modern time has been abolished because this custom is considered torture and coercion for women who lost their husbands. I strongly agree when the practice of sati is abolished to preserve the honor of women and their feeling after the husband dies. Sati is a torment for a woman whose husband dies because she was forced to perform the ceremony, so that some ran away because they were not willing to perform the ceremony. So sati is a form of torture and not a good ritual. Lastly, we should be grateful to be born as Muslim because our custom do not go beyond the limits to the point of risking one life. So that's all from me. Thank you.